USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show, starring Ian Pelham Turner and Helena CHARD. Brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence, Investors in People. This program is brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence and founder, Mr. Philip Sykes, building confidence, changing lives. Do you share our view that etiquette is a set of modern life skills that are essential for personal and professional success? Join us as an etiquette coach and change people's lives through the power of etiquette and manners.
The last few days have been really amazing. I had a trainer course from the British School of Etiquette.
And I must say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made and one of the best investments I've made in my own training and development.
Now, words alone will not describe the transformation and the positive path that I have traveled with the British School of Etiquette.
I learned a lot from the lessons this time I came.
The last few days with the British School of Etiquette have been fantastic.
And what I've learned now is really beyond my expectations.
This is the most rewarding experience and the best investment I have made this year.
It was just great. I learned so much, and when I go back to Belgium I will incorporate a lot of it into my day-to-day life and business.
It's been absolutely wonderful for the whole week that we were here.
I feel transformed, and I feel like blowing a trumpet and tell people, come and do this school, this class is the best, this is the best school ever.
You should take it. It will change your life immediately.
I am now able to teach other people how to bring the best of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, BSc.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our clients for their testimonials on the Train the Trainer program. Our exponential and global growth is so significant that we've evolved from the British School of Etiquette to the British School of Excellence, where we're investors in people. Let us invest in you and your career. Contact us to become an etiquette coach. Go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Start your career and elevate your success today.
Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Rod Stewart sells a $70 million home.
King Charles' possible shock message.
A millionaire cuts his Christmas spending to just £2.8 million.
And a jolly, fun royal weatherman.
Well, all this and more on the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show on ALB UK television. From myself, Ian Pelham Turner.
And from me, Helena CHARD.
So let's roll the titles and let's get on with the show. Well, hello everybody, and another great show again with Helen and myself, and we're going to start off with Rod Stewart selling his Los Angeles home for $70 million. Well, how about that?
I think, well, good for them. I think they decided they wanted to sell because they've not been living in it. I think right. Since 2016, I think they've been living in Essex.
Absolutely right. And the reality is, well, this home has 13 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms, and would you believe it's got its own football pitch as well? And what really amused me more than anything was that Rod Stewart has got to move, and it cost him £85,000 to actually move his 124-foot long model railway set to his Essex home as well.
I love that story. I love it. But they still visit Palm Beach at Christmas. That's their entertaining home. So good for them. They've still got an extra place to go to. Also, Ferrari, the Ferrari owned by Rod Stewart. It could be yours. It's an F50 supercar. I think it's going to go for something like 390,000, but it's 4.7 litre V12 engine. I have to say that doesn't mean too much to me, but it looks pretty impressive. What do you think?
Well, are you going to buy it for me for Christmas? Because everyone knows you're very good with giving Christmas presents.
Absolutely. I think, Joe, the funny thing about it is 202 miles per hour. That's what it goes up to. That sounds phenomenal.
Well, I've sat in a Ferrari once, and at 160 miles an hour, we were driving down the motorway, and you would never know, apart from all the traffic getting out of the way, you'd never know that you were going at that speed. So they're incredible cars.
Wowzers. Goodness. And obviously moving on to King Charles' 75.
Absolutely.
Goodness me. So it's been fanfare, fun and games, but as always, it's always work as usual actually. But all the royals, they always like to share it with the public, which I think is great fun. And we've got a nice video, I think, of him cutting his cake. This was actually the night before, where he was celebrating with lots of really special people who've done good in the community. And there were a few stars there. But the lovely thing about it, people were sort of talking so highly of him, how he's just, he's a trailblazer. And I think there was Ramon Blanc and Jay Blaze, and they were just so excited and happy. People from the Windrush were there as well, and NHS 75. So really good fun was had by all. But
he's launching a Coronation Food Project as well.
He's launched the Coronation Food Project, which I think is absolutely super. And we heard about it by the Big Issue. There's a great picture of Charles on the front of the Big Issue, taken by Ranking of all people. And his idea is obviously we need to cut down on food waste, which would normally go into landfill. And so many mouths need feeding. So it's a good way of, trying to combat cost of living crisis.
And I think this is what the 5 big supermarket chains have all come together to actually sort of support this project.
They have,
as well.
and I think they both, King and Queen, they travelled to the Felix project. So they actually went to see how the food is distributed and how they give it out. Collect and give out to people. So a really good need, and that's a 5-decade thing that they're doing. No, 5 year, not 5 decade. That's 50 years, isn't it? No, 5 years. 5 years. So really special and really kind. I think good for him. He's got a good heart.
And he's been doing some special things this week.
He has been doing lots of special things.
So enter King Charles, weatherman to the BBC.
I think it's he's absolutely brilliant at doing that. I think it was in Scotland, BBC Scotland, and it was celebrating 60 years.
So shall we just watch this very briefly?
Let's take a look at the weather forecast now. I'm delighted to say we've got a new member of our weather team tonight. Let me hand over to him now. Your Highness.
Well, it's an unsettled picture as we head towards the end of the week. This afternoon it'll be cold, wet and windy across most of Scotland. We're under the influence of low pressure, and this weather front pushing northwards is bringing cloud and outbreaks of rain. The rain, of course, will be heaviest over the borders and around Edinburgh, where it could lead to difficult conditions on the roads. In the west, rain will be lighter and patchier. There will maybe a few drier interludes over Dumfries House in Ayrshire. There'll be snow for the higher ground of the Highlands and Aberdeenshire. The potential for a few flurries over Balmoral, who the hell wrote this script, as the afternoon goes on. The best of the drier and brighter weather will, of course, be over the Northern Isles and the far north of the mainland. So a little hazy sunshine for the Castle of May and Caithness, but a cold day everywhere with temperatures of just 8 Celsius and a brisk northeasterly wind. Thank God it isn't a bank holiday.
I think
what do you think of that?
Do you know what? What a natural. I think he's absolutely brilliant. So that was to
Well,
celebrate
if all else
60
fails
years.
and the Crown is deposed,
Yeah.
especially after the Crown show coming on this week as well, he may want to give up the day job and become a weatherman instead.
I think he's perfect. I think they set that up really, really well. And did King Charles, did he or did he not, get a call from his son, Prince Harry? There's much thought on this, and we would like to think that he did. I know that the newspapers and journalists and people are saying he has and he hasn't. You know, my fingers crossed, because we obviously would like them to.
And I think from what People magazine in America was saying, that Meghan sent across a special family photograph as well, showing them all as well. And I think, quite honestly, yes, you will never know totally what is said between king and son, but hopefully that this is the start of the thawing of a situation.
It would be good. It would be good. But I know that Charles had such a busy day, so who knows? And he doesn't use a mobile phone, so we'll see.
Who knows? Who knows?
One of those
it might have been carrier pigeon, you know. So, but what really made me laugh this week was I just found this 15-20 second video, and this is William doing an event where he's crowd pleasing, going down a row, and let's just watch the video first.
Oh my goodness. I didn't remember when I saw it.
Now, that made me chuckle, purely because, as you know, I worked with William when he was just 3 months old. So I was there when he was born as well.
Yeah.
But I wasn't screaming from the crowds this week.
Lovely, so lovely. And I know that you'd found a story, Ian, and that was to do with millionaire Barry Druitt. I'll pass that over to you, I think.
Absolutely. I read this thing in amazement because the millionaire Barry Druitt Barlow, he is worth apparently over 200 million, and he was born in a council home and has really made a very great success story. But he's been quite controversial as well over saying that people shouldn't worry about, and they should be trying to pay their bills rather than sort of buying strange things instead, or having some different services or what have you. And the reality is that last year he spent £4 million on his Christmas presents for his 8 children. This year he said, no, austerity has hit the house as well. So he's only going to be spending 2.8 million this year on his Christmas presents. But he's bought his wife, he's bought her a home in one of the, I think it was the Philippines, no, Bangkok, which was a 1.8 million apartment in Bangkok. And he also bought her a Rolex watch for £30,000. He bought his son Orlando, who's just started a business, and he's very proud of Orlando. He's just bought him a £200,000 Rolex watch. And he's told daughter Saffron, buy whatever you want to buy this year. How about that for Christmas?
Well, I would say I think his tips on just going out there and taking every business opportunity, because he's done very well for himself. But I would say it's not all about giving expensive presents. I think having royally rich social times with your family is really very important. And we've got, you know, Fit for a Princess, and I'm sure Princess Kate would love to visit this new Disneyland hotel in Paris. It's basically a hotel that's been there before, but it's reopening on the 25th of Jan 2024. This huge makeover. It's got 487 rooms and suites. There's 346 superior, 82 deluxe, 41 castle club rooms, 16 signature suites, 1 princely suite and 1 royal suite. So they're elegant, atmospheric, very comfortable, and there's loads of amenities. And there's special two things. There's like the Castle Club and also the Royal Kids Clubs, which, so there's magic and you can dress up. So for families, it's a super thing. But I think the important thing is it's a unique blend of immersive storytelling and world-class hospitality. But, you know, the feeling of being able to enjoy something like that, you can't beat experiences.
Right. Well, as you know, I'm a Disney freak and a Universal Studios freak. Anytime I'm in America and I get the chance to, I go to Disneyland and so forth. And so I think probably the biggest thing for me is if you go to a mansion like this, no doubt Mickey Mouse is there to introduce you to your suite as well. And I just think it's, you know, at a time when really children could really do with some positive imagery and some enjoyable things to do, and parents as well. This is a great thing to actually visit.
Absolutely. And moving on, Princess of Wales again. As we said, she would love to visit that hotel, but she gave a fabulous speech. She's got her Shaping Us, which she opened recently with her charity, and the Shaping Us National Symposium at the London Design Museum last night, I believe, where she gave an amazing keynote speech. I mean, really super. And it's all about modelling. Its emotional and social development needs to be prioritised, and it's setting out a new manifesto. And I mean, the main thing is it's, you know, emotional intelligence is just as important as academic intelligence, and it's a preventative thing for everybody. So everyone can live their royally rich life. And I think the good fun thing as well, it's a new thing that schools are adopting, and I know that Louis uses, and it's an emotion wheel. So it teaches children from a young age how to discuss their feelings.
Absolutely.
Which I think is brilliant.
And I think this might be a good chance because our good friend Philip Sykes, he's in South Africa today, Cape Town. And so let's talk to Philip exactly about this subject. Philip, good afternoon.
A very good afternoon to both you and Helena. What a joy to see you, Ian.
Bless you both, bless you both. And I think it's much more sunny there than it is, it's overcast and raining in London. So no doubt you've chosen the right time to be in Cape Town.
I'm not even going to tell you. It would make you quietly envious and jealous.
So can I ask you the first question, Philip, today is, it's King Charles's 75th birthday this week. What do you think about that? You know, would you like to send him your congratulations as well?
Oh, definitely. Well, firstly, to make it to 75, what an absolute triumph and a joy, and huge, many happy returns to King Charles, and may you have many more birthdays while sitting on the throne. It really is something incredible, and you are in your early days of taking England forward and the United Kingdom, and you stand for so much, and we just send out huge congratulations and many happy returns.
Helena.
Philip, you look incredibly tanned, so I can see that you're somewhere exotic, South Africa, which is lovely. I just wanted to ask you, this is to do with Princess Kate in a way, in her Shaping Us campaign, and she gave a keynote speech the other day at the Design Museum, and really talking about how important it is having emotional intelligence just as much as being as academia. I just wondered what your thoughts were in relation to kindness.
Oh, Helena, what a wonderful question. And yes, I picked up snippets of that. And, you know, really at the end of the day, being kind is such an important aspect of our lives. At our organization, we actually have a coffee mug which stipulates in a world where you can be anything, be kind. And kindness doesn't cost anything. It's very much about, incorporating our emotional intelligence. And I truly believe when you've got strong emotional intelligence, it's near impossible to have bad etiquette and manners. And EQ is way more important than our IQ. It really and truly is. When you've got good emotional intelligence, it incorporates an amazing self-awareness and self-regulation, and that beautiful word, empathy. And as you can appreciate, that wonderful Greek word empathia is all about mindfulness and being caring and kind and thoughtful and having very much a what can I do for you attitude.
And Philip, finally, the British School of Excellence How can people get in contact with you and your great institution?
Thank you, Ian. The website is www.thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Our email address is hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. And I love connecting with people personally. I don't hide behind an organizational structure. My WhatsApp is +44 780 885 9914. Love engaging and love hearing people's stories and journeys. And if we can support you in any way, that is what we're here for.
Philip, thank you so much for your time this afternoon and enjoy Cape Town.
Thank you,
and I
Philip.
look forward to seeing you both very soon. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
See you next week, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Well, that was interesting with Philip Sykes, wasn't it?
Always interesting.
Always great fun, and I'm really, really annoyed. He's in Cape Town today.
I'm looking incredibly well, and we're here in this rainy old time. But do you know what? So exciting. The Crown Season 6 has dropped today, which is amazing. It's a controversial farewell, so it's a little bit... it's sad. It's sad for lots of people. But what I would say, I have heard actually from a few people, and I have caught a few glimpses as well, that Diana, who I believe is Elizabeth Debicki, I think that's the actress, if I've got that right, apologies if not, she at that stage was a real fighter, was very, very strong. Jenny Bond actually mentioned this, because she knew her well at the time, that she was... When she used to speak, she looked you in the eye. She knew what she wanted. She was a fighter, especially for her sons. And unfortunately, they've sort of portrayed her as still that, that demure, looking down and not quite looking into people's eyes. But it's
perception, isn't it? I worked with Diana a lot, so I know what she was like as well. So it was just purely perception, I think. But I think with these types of things. Let's be honest, never make a drama out of a crisis, but unfortunately they have done.
They have done, and you can see the sort of car speeding through, and I think everyone will feel it in a certain way. Everyone's been given a role. I think actually the late Queen Elizabeth II's come off the worst in a way, because she was come off as quite austere. But anyway, we can catch up on that, can't we?
Absolutely.
We definitely can.
Well, tell us about this tourist.
This is hysterical. I actually find it really funny. So it's a mum and businesswoman, Lindsay Bennett. Now, I'm not too sure where she was staying with her husband, but it was a wonderful 5-star hotel in central London. So I can hazard a guess. But anyway, so they were having a great time and having a drink in the bar.
It sounds like a great time.
But I think the funny thing is she saw this cocktail, 1890 was the name of this cocktail. So she ordered it, and they were sat there very happy and excited. And the young chap bought a bottle of Cristal, which is very expensive, gold leaf 30-year cognac.
Yeah, I know it well.
Anyway, so also brought along a book that she had to sign, and she signed it. Anyway, so she had this drink, and apparently it was not the best, this cocktail, she said, but no one was more shocked than she when she received the bill. And it wasn't, as she thought, £18.90. It was £1,890. Can you believe it? I mean, she nearly fell off her seat. She felt terribly embarrassed. Her husband actually did a runner. I mean, not a runner as in didn't want to pay, but was so upset with her. And she had to speak to the barman and just to say that she'd made a mistake and she was so sorry. Apparently the manager came, and in the end she was let off, but it was a bit of an embarrassing situation, and unfortunately the barman was sacked, which I think is a bit sad.
Goodness me. Well, let's finish off with it's Christmas on its way.
It's Christmas, and it's Kew, and Kew Gardens is spectacular at any time of year. Definitely worth a visit.
Absolutely. So let's see what Kew Gardens and light shows and Father Christmas are doing this year.
At Christmas.
Good evening and welcome to Kew.
Slowly dying, and my dear, we're still divided. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining.
Well,
so twinkly, love that.
and that's Christmas for us, so
great
thank
show.
goodness for that. So first of all, can I thank Helena Castrati and ALB UK TV for actually putting the show together, and Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck as well from USA Global TV as well for putting it out in America. And starting to hear we've got fans now in America as well, so how exciting.
Yay, absolutely. Really fantastic news.
Absolutely.
Until next week.
So from me, Ian Pelham-Turner.
And from me, Helena Chard. See you again.
Keep watching. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. Take care.